Good day, CrossFit Lincoln. Coach Paul. I'm going to talk to you today about sugar, and I'm going to talk to you about sugar for the next couple weeks. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it's everywhere, and I think there are better and worse ways that each of us can live with sugar, incorporate it into our life, and utilize it instead of letting it get the best of us. All right, so what is sugar? We got to back up for a little bit. When we're eating food, we have three main nutrients that we are consuming: protein, carbohydrate, and fat. These are our macronutrients. Macro just means we're eating the most of these. The largest quantity of nutrients are going to be in these three categories. Protein essentially is what our structure is made out of. Hair, skin, nails, muscles. Protein is what is primarily going to be building those things. And then fat and carbohydrate. These are the two categories that most of our energy needs are going to be satisfied by. Carbohydrate and fat have other functions inside of our body, but kind of the main thing to think about with those is energy. So in the umbrella of carbohydrate, there are lots of different types of carbohydrate. At the end of the day, each of those types of carbohydrate really are made up of generally glucose. There are other sugars involved, but the main one, the most common type of sugar in nature and in biology is glucose. And so if you were looking at something like a spoonful of rice or mashed potatoes or a slice of bread, essentially you have a starch, and a starch is a long string of glucose all stuck together. When you eat something like a slice of bread, a potato, any of these things, your saliva even, and then the rest of your digestive system are going to start taking these long chains of glucose, chopping them up, and then you're going to have individual glucose, which is going to be able to be digested from your intestines into your blood, eventually goes from your blood into your cells, and then it's able to be used for energy by each of the cells of your body, right? And that's really what we're trying to get to, is eat food and let it power your body. If you take a spoonful of sugar, you are also looking at sugar, but now instead of a long chain of glucose all stuck together in the form of a starch, in a spoonful of sugar, you have just two little pieces stuck together, a fructose and a glucose, and those are going to form a disaccharide. That's what the term would be for that. When you eat a spoonful of sugar, basically the same thing is going to happen with that. You're going to take that two pieces and you're going to chop it up, and you're going to have a fructose and a glucose. It's going to be absorbed into your blood, into your cells, and you use it for energy. Even fiber is made up of glucose, but now it's in a form of glucose, or the glucose are stuck together in a certain shape that we don't have the ability to digest, to break down and break apart into individual pieces of glucose. So we can't access the energy in fiber. If we could just eat grass or grass or trees or all kinds of plants, and we would be able to get all of our energy needs satisfied from that. But obviously, we just don't live very well on grass. So then, what do we do about this? So now we see that all types of carbohydrate generally at the end of the day are made up of glucose. Glucose is something we can use for energy to keep ourselves alive, but we know that a spoonful of mashed potatoes and a spoonful of sugar taste very differently, and something like a spoonful of cake with nice frosting on it is going to taste a lot different than a spoonful of plain oatmeal, for example. So we have different things going on, different tastes, and you're going to want to eat certain, different amounts of these different things. So that's the topic of the next video. How does taste and the sugar that's available to our taste buds influence how we are going to eat? Okay, let me know if you like this one, if you have any questions, and if you found this information useful. That's all I got for you for today. Next one's going to be about taste and appetite.